Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. We're going to talk about Lidica, and as you can see on the lobby there, she's level 51. She's actually very effective hero now. Recently got a dev buff at the time of this recording. The dev buffs made her actually a lot better now, and I think she's definitely one to take a look at. If you guys are using someone like Kawarik to, be anti-Basar, the game has changed now because now we have 90 gear. So for my speed gear is not really impressive at all. I'll show you guys right now. I'm not I'm not shy to show how pleb I am. In terms of the 90 gear, the difference is huge, especially with the 90 boots now giving you 45 speed. Speed and crit rate is probably the biggest bang for buck in terms of reforging stats. Of course, that's probably another topic in and of itself, but the 90 boot getting 45 speed immediately, getting that extra 5 speed is just an incredible boost. And how it works, of course, if you guys don't know how it works yet, but the more speed rolls you have, the more speed you gain. Basically, one roll equals plus 1 speed when it's level 90. So it doesn't matter if it's a high roll or a low roll, but let's say if you got, like, let's say this one, I think I got 4 rolls out of this one. If I remember correctly, if it's 4 rolls, then I gain 4 speed. And I think I got like a 2 speed on this one. Yeah, those are my stats right now. 275. I have some armors or chest pieces that has equal amount of speed but way more effectiveness, which is I'm also going to chase in this one. This one's a reforged one. Sorry, this is a converted one rather. This will only gain me, I think, like 2 speed or something like that, because you have to count that the base roll as well. So this one, it's pretty obvious that I rolled 1 into effectiveness, 1 into attack, and then 3 into speed. So it started at 4 speed, rolled 2 into speed, so I gained 2 from that, so that would be 14 speed only. Now my speed gear, because like I never chase speed gear because I never liked the speed game, but because speed is still king, and even though as much as I don't like speed, I like going bruiser and tanking and then countering the damage back. Speed is still very useful, especially for some heroes, and this is what this video is for. It really showcased that Lidica is extremely good. If people have her and you kind of overlooked her, don't. At level 51, she's really good. After this little brief role showcase, I guess, not even a showcase because it's pretty bad. I'll show a couple of the arena fights, and I'll narrate over them, I'll commentate over them. But again, if you don't know how she works, she does also have an EE as well, and that's a really big difference. A 5-star hero getting an EE now can make them a lot better. They could do so much more. So right here I'm using the S2 EE. This is the min-maxed 16 effectiveness. I think I crafted this one if I remember correctly, but dispels additional buff when using Thorn Bush. So that's a total of three buffs. The S2 by itself will grant up to 100% chance to blind and make them unhealable for 1 turn, but then it dispels 2 buffs. So full dispel, and of course the dispel comes after the debuff. So instead of like a Basara where he can strip and then do the unbuffable debuff, she can't necessarily do that. So if they have immunity, tough luck. But otherwise it's still really good. Unhealable and hit down is very good as well. That if you soul burn it, it's only 10 souls, very cheap, so it ignores effect resistance. This can come in handy. Of course, you can bank it on hitting an ice hero 50% chance anyway. So like usually when I get it and when I have the souls, I usually just use this. This really helps sustain or keep even herself alive for the next turn. The S3 does if you land, of course, it still has to bypass resistance check. If you land it, it's a 100% CR pushback, which is fantastic, with decreasing speed for 2 turns. Now, those are 2 separate rolls for newer players who don't understand the mechanics yet. 2 separate rolls, so they can resist one or the other. They can resist both, or you can land both. So, I mean, this is a 100% chance to do it, like proc rate, but when the effectiveness and effect resistance check kicks in, that's when it gets really salty. It grants a skill nullifier to the caster herself after she does it, which is just an amazing thing. I'll talk about that in a sec. And then also decreases the buff duration for 1 turn. This is the dev buff that we recently got, and this dev buff makes it very very good in terms of, let's say, taking down Bazaar or pushing back anyone who is on an immunity set. A lot of things that 1 turn or 1 buff despellers have a problem with is like someone pairing up with like an MLCC, or if they have a Bastion of Pelusia, Lilius's artifact, and they have a barrier and they have an immunity, the order might be wrong. So let's say in the case of Sage Baal and Cezanne, so ML Baal, he right now at the moment he only strips the first buff, so usually it's the barrier, and it leaves the immunity. So if they have immunity, he can't put them to sleep. This we're starting to see a lot of heroes with these decreased buff duration skills, and hers is this way as well. So just keep that in mind. It's not a D spell, so if they have let's say a 3 turn or 2 turn buff, you will only remove the duration by 1. But for starter, and usually you should build her to be fast anyway, this comes in handy because you could push back a Bazaar, and let's say they don't have a Bazaar, you could push back their Lilius, you could push back anyone that is to set up the rest of the comp, which is really good. So yeah, it does so much, this S3. The S3 damage mod is 1.6. It's not even that low, with 30% raw damage, as you can see in the skill enhance there. It's 5 turn cooldown, but -1 if you do +3. With her speeds that you should get her at, and really you should be at least like 25 more speed than this anyway. Like I said, I've never played the speed game. I don't have much speed gear. These ones I like farmed like crazy, but the boot doesn't matter. The boot actually, the way I'm going with right now, probably can use something with more effectiveness, maybe HP defense, those kind of things. I probably don't need the crit damage and maybe even the effect resistance on this one, although Lidica does have a pretty high base attack. The sad thing is that her damage mods aren't super high. The S3, like I said, is 1.6, so that's actually a very strong nuke, but the soul burn does not add more damage. So realistically, you're not going to really be using her as a damage dealer, but I guess if you have speed with a lot of damage stats, it's better than nothing. I would say that if you're building her, like min-maxing her stats, it's going to be a tough one. You have to decide on whether or not you want to go tankier so she survives longer, and trust me, if she survives long enough, she's actually really annoying to deal with. The first time I got my eyes really opened to Fire Lidica in the current meta was an RTA, and then this guy, I think he ran an Oxlot's Fire Lidica. The Fire Lidica wasn't even that slow, but it was a DPS. I got cleaved to death. It's pretty crazy. The S2, not really good mod, but like I said, this is AoE. It's AoE, so it's 0.7 mod, and then this one is a 1x mod. 1x mod, it decreases the combat range by 10%. Again, he has to go through the effectiveness effect resistance check, but if they are debuffed, an additional 10%, so 20% CR pushback. You can imagine her skills are fantastic because they really work together. Like this CR pushback 100% with decreased speed. If you get that, like even their fastest hero won't be able to. You'll catch up, you'll lap. That's 100% sure. So like for example, if you're faster than a Bazaar and the Bazaar does lead in the enemy team, and you push 100% CR back, and of course with the speed down, they're never gonna make it to you. You're gonna lap them, maybe even twice. You'll probably be able to do this and then even do this. It does depend on how much speed they have and how much speed you have, of course. So yeah, very cool. As you can see, no Mola. Every top player, and I say that Not because I'm saying I am a top player, but every top player struggles with Molar right now. So Smilegate, please hear us. Like I said, I think I can work on effectiveness. Ideally, I wish I can get to 150 effectiveness. It's realistic. It's actually realistic to get that, as long as I have a bit of effectiveness, substats. But I think the way I really want her is to be sustained in the actual fight. So ideally, if I can get more defense and HP, that'd be great. She is a ranger, so tanky stats is actually not super terrible on her, and like I said, pretty high attack. Right now I'm running a Cursed Compass because 126 effectiveness is actually not a lot, especially like if the person I'm trying to push back has a couple of those quote-unquote salty substats. Like for example, if you see my effective resistance right there is 15, salty substats on one of them, it's RNG just screws you. And of course, for newer players, there's always a 15% chance for the effectiveness not to affect. All right, so you have, no matter what, you have an 85% chance maximum to be able to land the debuff or pushback or whatever. The only way you can bypass that is through soul burning and ignore effect resistance. So again, this S2 or for example, Basar's S3, which takes 20 souls. Another cool artifact with this one, if you have a really fast Lidica, like way faster Lidica, Guiding Light, a limited artifact when Cerise's limited banner came. This is actually pretty good. If you do get a max, it's 70%, and like I said, it does activate it at the end of the caster's turn, and it's 2 turns. The beautiful part is that if you can somehow combo that with the skill null, then let's say you go against an SSB or someone that cleaves on the next turn, they still can't hit her outside of the stealth because the skill null blocks it, and she's still in stealth. Again, for 2 turns. If you do get that max, it's 70% for Guiding Light, and you can stay in stealth forever if it procs and if no one ever knocks you out. And again, if you can't get knocked out, she becomes annoying because she comes back fast. This is a 3-turn cooldown. This is actually really fast. An annoying debuff, like I said, and you can ignore the resistance. And this is only 4 turns, so I mean, you can really keep them kind of pinned down and locked with very high success rate. So anyways, that's it for my kind of like introduction to her. Anyways, I'm excited to level her. I kept her at level 50, used her for arena for like a whole week, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I think I like her enough. With the new skin, of course, she looks very sexy. So I 6-starred her. The Last Awakening doesn't really do much in terms of how I'm gonna play, but I will see like how much HP, how much defense I'll be at when I'm level 60. This is attack. So yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna go and show you guys the clips, and I'll talk over and narrate what's happening and my thought process behind the fights itself. All right, so here's the first fight. This one's actually pretty fun. The Fire Shuri here is actually ungeared completely. You can see him; he's all the way back behind ML there in terms of speed. He's there for the speed imprint because, you know, this person obviously using the Celeste for the speed imprint for that Basar. I wanted to play at his own game, so I brought the fastest speed imprint in the game, or well, outside of yeah, actually he is the fastest. Fastest one, and then with General Purgus getting the AoE from Celeste, and then that focused attack, and he becomes the attack buffer for ML. This one was pretty simple here. I am using Cursed Compass, like I said at the beginning of the video, here on my Lidica, and as you can see, if she was tankier, she'd be more effective overall. And that was pretty much it. This one was really fun, really quick. This one I soul burned it because I still thought like, oh whatever, 50-50 chance, I'm gonna show it off, and if you get it, oh that's good. The ML right now is pretty much full health, so you can't really kill him without an attack buff from my SSB, and that is that. That was a pretty fun one. I don't find a lot of comps like this. I think only early in the week, because the placements are still fluctuating at this point. Again, this one is pretty fun too. Handsome. The Baiken obviously is the lead on this one, trying to get the CR boost with some damage. it's pretty cool. And Guilty Gear is coming, and Baiken might be one of those starters, kind of like those openers. Like how I like to say here, we got the skill null on that one, so she won't get damaged, but she does get pushed back. This is the only thing. If I had Guiding Light, she'd be in stealth, and he wouldn't be able to push me. If the stealth actually procced, of course. That's what I was saying, that that's actually very useful. This one's pretty easy. You get the SSB, so you get free damage as they're cleaving you. And the Baiken is too slow. So Baiken, because I landed the CR pushback with the speed down, and she was already slower than my Lidica, I know that my Lidica could beat her. Although Krau's CR pushback definitely is a setback. Otherwise, you could see that she's actually chasing that Baiken down the rabbit trail there. But I don't know, actually I didn't even check the Mola on that Crow, but if the Crow was max Mola on the S2 in terms of the CR push, it's 50%. Yeah, but regardless, 50% it goes pretty much pushes me back to 0% of where I was. So it pretty much started at 0%, so she catches up.
Show you what I've got.
You can already see there on that next move, my Lidica already caught up to that Baiken. And the Baiken was not fast enough, and with the speed down, is a 30% speed down, if I remember correctly, for the speed down debuff. It's just not fast enough to follow up. Rengar especially to drink on the SSB, so free damage even if it's a miss. This one was pretty fun. I mean, I just new heroes like this is definitely really fun. And Lidica I've had since her banner return. This one I'm blind, so I couldn't land this one. Otherwise, that would have been like stylish. Like you guys saw, I have a crit chance neck, so that was kind of risky. But at least Lidica is not super weak. Otherwise, he would just counter me to death. This one I was a bit iffy on because the A cart, naturally you should go with an Oath Key if you're gonna land a debuff or whatever. But I still stuck with Cursed Compass. I would say this fight probably showcases the bad RNG. Look, there's no immunity on Bassar. You guys saw the Cursed Compass, although it was not max level, I should be near about 160 effectiveness. Did not push him back, and that is very, very dangerous. Because the strip here on the immunity makes the Lidica able to do the turn down, or sorry, the CD increase to my ML Cecilia, which so that actually failed. Otherwise, what would happen is that Bassar would not strip, and the Lidica would have done that to an immunitied FCC, and I would have survived that, and I could have done a skill null, killed off the Vildred, and then he come back with the skill null, like the what do you call it? Yeah, he cleave into my skill null and nothing would happen, and so everything went wrong here. And the only reason I showcase this one is because I still win, but just to showcase really the really bad RNG I had. I don't even know how I won this one. Now that I think about it, very, very lucky. Again, Rengar especially drink with the miss, so that's a guaranteed miss on the Bassar, because it's 50% elemental disadvantage, plus I'm blind, 50% miss chance, and then yeah, that Rengar was the key to winning this one. The drink, drink is OP. Drink is OP. If it comes back, you have to pull for it, pretty much. This one was very, very fun. The Mersa would relatively be pretty fast, and I knew that the Lilius is the starter here, is the opener. My Alina concept is that, you know, I'd be able to get the invincibility up, and the Mersa would go into my ML Ken for free, so I would get no damage on my ML Ken, but then also be able to kill her. Right there you saw the immunity being reduced in the buff duration, so it's technically a strip, and the Lilius got pushed back. And then, although Mersa, this one was built on a lifesteal set, yeah, that'd be great, but I mean, she's still a thief, so she's squishy. Even if you get like 100 misses on her, she's gonna eventually die. Of course you'll miss, because that E-card. That immunity removal on this, on the ML Ken there, with the S2, is very, very clutch. It's very good because I make him unhealable, unbuffable, and ML Ken is pretty much toast. There's like nothing he can do. He can't heal back with the Sigurd Scythe. So this one was just a fun one all around. He can't siphon back any HP in this one.
Light of salvation.
Now Alina still very, very good. And then the Sober on this one, even though Mersa is you know, getting the miss, is evading the attack, it's still too much damage for her to sustain. This one, the ML Ken is an easy one-shotter with my real DPS, so either ML Ken or SSB. Finally, Lily's got a turn after her whole party had died. And then here we go, we're pushing her back now. Yeah, Lily's was still pretty fast, and the only person she wanted to attack it was my Lidica because the lowest HP. But it's just fun, it's just fun. I think my Lidica gets one more turn here in order to show off against this Lilius. As you can see the speed. Oh, never mind, I forgot. No, never mind, I don't make it. So yeah, if my Lilius was a bit, Lidica was a bit faster, that'd be super cool. I'm farming like crazy just to get the gear. I understand, speed, I understand why people love it so much. It's like an adrenaline rush. You get addicted to speed. I was gonna use another word, but I was addicted to something. But anyways, yeah, that one's this one. And the last fight for this one again, didn't know what I was going into. The Alencia is to bait the Kayron, the Sea Armor is to mitigate the damage from Kayron, and the Lidica was supposed to take out that Kayron ASAP. Now, what's interesting about this one is Kayron does have higher base speed, and in fact he has the highest base speed in the game. So technically Kayron could have beat my Lidica, but it didn't matter because if he did, I would have kept him pretty much pinned back with the speed down debuff. So we hit my Alencia first, and Alencia gets her own death buff with the Sea Armor's damage mitigation and Aureus. There's like not much that Kayron can do, especially if it was at that speed. So the concept going in was like, if it was a really fast Kayron, it wouldn't kill my Alencia. If it's a slow Kayron, that would have happened. And yeah, and really fast Kayron generally are usually not on immunity set. People don't chase that, so there's like less RNG for me to you know, get the debuff from Fire Lidica. Now this is cool because this ignore effect resistance came in handy. Charles would never be able to hit, even if he proc the S2 there, he wouldn't hit my Lidica, so therefore no strip. Because the elemental disadvantage plus the blind. I just pretty much passively just let my SSB do all the work here. Even against the Charles, it was worth the risk. Yeah, death buff comes in handy, of course. The miss there, it's good. The Alina cleanse is probably the biggest headache. I wanted to kill off that Charles ASAP. Charles is the biggest threat to my damage dealer, which is again SSB mainly. Of course, Alencia herself isn't too shabby either. That one actually stripped because Alina cleansed the hit down debuff. That one I got lucky. I got that dual attack, so it ended it quick. Otherwise, Charles is always annoying. And the missed, so nothing happens here. And I was looking at the priority here. The priority, again, it would be the MLCC for the barrier, so I could kill her off. I looked at the speed, of course, and I'm just like, oh, no worries, I'm gonna get all the turns pretty much for the next couple turns. This one I think I went for Alina. Yeah, I did. I got lucky on the dual attack, so it started off some damage. And I mean, Alina is nothing without her invincibility, really. If she's on counter and Celestine, yeah, she's gonna survive a while. SSB is sort of anti-Alina and also feeds Alina too. So this whole thing is just like, don't use AoE until she's dead pretty much. So no Alencia S3, no Lidica S2. And try to kill her before my SSB's S2 procced. I can't believe I landed that one though, but it was just for style, because everybody loves Lidica's face, right? Right? It's not just me. I was gonna do it because I thought we were gonna kill her anyways, but I'm like, no, what if it doesn't kill her and then she heals? I'm like, oh, okay. Anyways, that's it for the arena showcase here. All right, so those were the fights for the PvP segment. Again, I think at GVG, if she's built tankier, like I said, I can't really test her. I think in GVG offense, she won't really be your best pick. I think someone like Faithless Lidica will probably be a bit better. It does, of course, it does depend. Every defense that you face depends. In terms of, I think the meta we're in right now, especially in top Guild Wars, I don't see myself using her. Like just to outspeed a Bazaar is not really worth it. Generally, like Bazaars will be paired with like a Charles or an RB or something like that anyway, so like she's not going to sustain it, so I don't see any usage there. I think RTA, she was going to be a fantastic, most likely a pocket pick, I would say. Definitely have to be very careful of drafting her. I would say I would only probably draft her unless it's so obvious that you can use her, or if you were the last person to pick, as in the 5th pick is your last pick, as in that they picked the 4 and 5 and then you pick your 5th. That's the only way I would ever draft her. It's too risky in my opinion. Actually, you know what, I'll even splash in one quick RTA fight. I'm gonna go Kayron because he selected MLken. I will go Charles on this one. My Charles actually is revamped now with 90 gear. Melanie is tryhard. It's okay. I know he is. I know he's actually good. Like he actually knows what he's doing. So I'm gonna do. This is gonna be okay. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna go with a Bazaar right now, and I'm gonna go with a Fire Lidica. Where's my Bazaar? Bazaar. Where's the Bazaar? He's green here. Okay. Okay. Nightwolf, I know you're on this stream, so you can kind of roughly know what I'm gonna do. So try not to stream snipe cheat, but oh, Cigarette? Okay, that's interesting pick. And an Oxlots. Huh. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go for... I'm gonna go... he already chose the Alencia. So I think I'm gonna go with a Violet on this one. And I'm gonna see, which one do I ban? Depends on who he bans. But Alina, Oxlot, Alencia, those 3. I might go for Alencia on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. He banned the Bazaar. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Roy Poo, welcome to stream. Okay, he's adjusting. Got it's a 2 non-elemental advantage, 2 elemental advantage. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, Oxlots, but then Alina gets protection. Okay, there you go, that's a bit better. Not like that stupid resist last time. I'm like, what the heck was that resist? That was so stupid.
The chosen ones. Blessings of the stars.
Doesn't matter. Most likely I can't strip that. What? Whoa. I'm surprised I could strip that one, but so you're probably not hitting the right amount yet, Nightwolf. Don't worry. Attack buff is somewhat important here, but the MLken could clap. I need... No. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. Attack buff on everyone. No, 15% is not the worst because if she had the right amount of effect resistance, I couldn't have stripped her. That wasn't 15%. Well, that wasn't the 15% rather. Okay, not much I can do still. I'm gonna just S3, do more damage, kill her off, no cleanser. And it crit! Okay, I told you, man, my Kairon is very, 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 very OP. What? How did it? Wait a minute. I thought it was ignore resistance, wasn't it? How did it still not go through the ML Ken? I'm actually shooketh, man. Wait. Isn't the soul burn? Wait. Isn't the soul burn ignore resistance? Is there a bug? Oh, I gotta check it after this. I have to check it after this because he crit too. GG. Ooh, nice. Nice. I have skill up. Oh, I don't. It's 85% and I don't. So I missed. I see, it wasn't a resist. Got it. I missed the proc rate. I thought it was 100% for some reason. Feels bad, man. Strip this. I tell you, MLKen has this weird magic where he just has crazy effect resist. Oh, never mind. Okay, we got it. Oh god! Woo! Triple counter? Okay, GG, man. No, Night Wolf. That was well played. That was good counter though. That was really good. Alright, so I just Jagan RNG carry? Kyoko, whatever. Wait, we got two. Wait, Kairon. Your torment excites me. Alright, so anyways. Final thoughts. Yeah, she's fantastic. If you have her, get her, and really high base speed. I think it's 124 if I'm not mistaken. 124, and that's it for this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and let me know, what you think about Fire Lidica in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. So if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.